Vamos, 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 España. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Before we get started here, guys, all the information we discuss in this video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. Vamos, Español. Vamos, Español. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Where's the guys? Where's the guys this morning? Good morning, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's see. Good morning. Kile. Brett, I see you this morning there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sammy, Jules, Mohasi, Tanya. Yes. Transfer. There we go. Loud and clear. Beautiful. Muy. 20th of July. Yes, Ilam, I see you there. Viva Español. Viva Español. All right. Are you guys ready for this new week, guys? Are you guys ready for this new week? I am absolutely ready. There we go. Hard Knocks. Good morning from Kampala, Uganda. All right. Good to have you guys. Let's give Hard Knocks UG a round of applause there quickly. Let's go. Let's give a round of applause. It's early in the morning. Petunia. Goeiemorgen. Guys, don't forget to like the stream, all right? The stream. Let's feed that algorithm. Tahiro said to me, Ash, there is absolutely nothing wrong. It's natural to say like it. So I'm based on that. I'm going, as 2 weeks ago, I'm continuing with the same sentiment. So come on. Like the stream. Let's get this to more people. Let them join us and see the quality we have here. Because we're going to do some recon. You'll do some recon with Ash here, some review. We're going to be looking at some of those levels we sought last 2 weeks ago. I know you were with T last week. Phenomenal trading rooms. I had a chat with him. He thoroughly enjoyed it as well. And so we want to obviously continue to build on that fantastic foundation. All right, let's give. I'm seeing all the hearts there. That's for you. Look at that. That's from us to Hard Knocks. Welcome to a family thing. All right, guys, I'm going to give you another minute or so quickly. Are you guys ready for this week? Let me know quickly there, guys. I'm getting myself sorted as well on my side. You guys are seeing me 4 times today. We're going to continue the same narrative, guys. We are pushing through. We are making sure we walk with our students. We just a couple of days away from going live with our mentorships and refining sessions. Please note, guys, for all of the people that are still logging on to the previous private Zoom sessions, they are no longer available. Myself and T, we've stopped them last week already. So we're just trafficking the guys to here for now. We are a couple of days away from sending all our students, all our clients, the phase 1 and phase 2 links, where you will have the opportunity to complete some competency assessments there for us. Get yourself into the refining and mentorship stage. And we are really, really excited about that, guys. We are building, we are pushing, we're making sure that all our guys are going with us. So don't miss out on the next version of the academy. If I were you, I would not miss out on that at all. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, Aaron, thank you for confirming that with the guys there this morning. All right. It's no longer, but we've been saying it for about 2 weeks already. All right. We've been saying it already. So please, guys, just make sure you get all the information. And if there's any clarity needed, all right, listen to this, guys. If there's any clarity needed, ask the questions. You know how we roll. Is it so? You know how we roll. Ask the question. Questions are there to extract information. All right. All right. So I'm seeing some of the guys now there. Some of the guys are ready. Keely, I can't wait. Beautiful. Yes. Aaron, there we go. I love it. I love the responses. Beautiful. Yes. Okay. So guys, I'm ready to go. It's our first session in for the week. Let's make it count. Remember to like the stream. As always, you guys know I'm going to be saying that quite a bit. I want to make sure that the guys understand that. It will be feeding the algorithm. And that's what Tato told me. He said, Ash, it's natural. All right. So I hope Tato's on here. All right. Tabatso, I see you there. Young Sunny, I see you on there as well. All right. Let's go, guys. Let's go. One more time. Viva Español. Viva Español. All right. Yeah. Great team. Fantastic pushing. That's the kind of teamwork we're talking about here this week. Español, we'll be using that theme for all the trading room sessions with myself. We're going to attack the markets. All right. So attack with me, guys. I want to attack the market this week. So make sure that it's done. Aaron, yeah, you know. Yeah. Okay. Aaron, pause that thought there. Okay. Because I share some sentiments, my friend. Okay, brother. I share some sentiments there. I do. However, let us also give credit, okay? Aaron, let's give some credit to the guys that do work hard and play, okay? I understand where you're coming from. And you know, I love myself a nice story, isn't it so, Aaron? I know Brett knows I like myself a nice story that we can quickly chew on, right? But let's give some of the guys a little bit of credit there, right, Aaron? Some of them, you know, they played pretty well. I mean, for the first time, I was actually telling our marketing manager this morning, as Miles Davis, told him that, you know, for the first time, Lamine Yamal, I actually saw something fantastic. I know the guys have been going on about him, but I, for myself, saw, okay, there's definitely something special on the chat. All right, so yeah. So we'll be speaking a bit about those games. I mean, England versus France. We quickly had a bit of a bite of that one, myself and Miles. That was a crazy score, and the acceleration of some of the guys' speed was epic as well, Brett. So we'll get into some of that, okay, guys? But let's move, let's push, my good people, family. Let's push. All right, so let's start off with the global theme here for the week. All right, 20th of July, we're running, we're pushing, we're steamrolling through the new month, guys. Let's just quickly understand where we are. The main driver across all markets here, guys, is the escalating US and Iran conflict. It's been going on, it's been pushing. Last week, we saw once again what Trump has been doing, guys. All right, so why? The US obviously launched more strikes while on Iran after the American soldiers were killed. Iran says the ceasefire has collapsed and tensions that we're seeing here around the strait continue, obviously, to threaten the global oil supply, which is why we're going to be looking at this week. We'll be focusing heavily on oil, and we'll be doing some revision. Just so you guys know, where's all my people that's been pushing with oil with me here? Quickly, guys, quickly. What did I tell you about oil reaching the $81 a barrel? I don't know if you guys made some of those notes there, guys. All right. I said to you, $81 a barrel right there. And I got a 93 as well. I don't know if you guys have been making notes. You got to be making the notes. Don't just attend. Please look at the levels. Look at the follow-ups. Look at the reasons why we are saying that it could go there. All right. Now, with taking that into consideration, remember, we're in the London session right now, guys. Oil at this point is above, you can see, all right, the 81, and is very, very important to understand because inflation fears are rising here, all right? You can see it right there. Inflation fears are rising. Central banks may keep the interest rates higher for a little bit longer now because the risk sentiment remains weak, and that's going to be very, very important for us to note there, all right? So $81 a barrel, we're tracking it on the minute frames, family. I'm seeing a correction happen here. Minute frames, 1 minute to 5 minute, 5 minute to 15 minute. Notice what I just did there. 1 to 5 minute and then 5 minute to 15 minute. I'm staying within these numbers. Or you can say 1 to 5 minute, 5 to 10 minute, and 10 minute to 15 minute. All right, it's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4 different short-term periods you can look at. And I'll be dealing with more of this, guys, in this week. So you have to be here every single day, all right, if your schedule is obviously open. I can't speak for the same guys that obviously have a few things running on their side during the 9:30, 12, 3, and 6. But if you're open, you have to be here because you got to get some of this. And you got to get it live, all right? You got to get it live. So 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute. Those are the periods that oil is looking to retrace on as we speak. Look at the 15 minute. There's divergence there. Look, I just shifted to the 15 minutes and you can see it right there now. There's the divergence. It's heavy. It's heavy. Look at this heavy divergence there. Look at this. Look at this, Brett. I keep saying to the guys, do not take divergence out of your trading strategy. You got to leave a space there for divergence. It's going to assist you more than you know. It's going to assist you. It's going to put you in a very, very strategic position. Intel, I see you there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Guys, don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to like it, all right? Richard, yes, on the minute frames. Rich, on the minute frames, but the 15, the 10 minute, look at that divergence. Beautiful. 5 minute. Yes. Divergence. 1 minute. Yes. All of them. They are bearish. That's the 15, 10 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute. All of them are bearish at this moment. Viva Espanol. All right. So gold, not gold, oil. Let's see what happens here. There's obviously some of the guys that want to get into some of this, guys. There's some of the guys that want to get into this, and you are more than welcome to do that. So let me quickly get you a level on a 15 minute. I'm not looking at any sells today for myself. I want to go long, so I'm going to wait for it to correct. All right. Now remember, what is the point of us having trading rooms? It's to give you different views. If you are comfortable with taking a short today, what Ash is doing is, what T will do, we will present the setup to you. You'll be able to see it for yourself and be like, okay, you know what? That's something that I'd like to get into. There's nothing wrong with that. You are absolutely within your right. So I'm going to be looking at a 15 minute now. All right. Not the 1 hour up. Is everybody clear there? I'm not looking at the hourlies. Ash is looking at minutes here. All right. Richie Rich, the sell zone is likely to fail. Look, let's see. So here's the 15 minutes. Here's the 15 minutes, all right? Now remember, what we're trying to establish here, where could it possibly go to in the short term? It's now at 87. Switch that around, it could go to 78. Right now, at this point, 83 to me seems like a valuable place when you look at the oil price. Everybody clear on that? Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Is everybody clear on that, guys? 83 looks like a valuable place for me at this point in time with regards to oil. The second area there that I'm going to be looking at, which is where I agree with Richie Rich, all right, the likely failure. Okay, listen to this. The likely failure, that's where I agree with Richie Rich. The likely failure of oil, all right, pushing down back to 78. That to me is a bit of a challenge there. So remember, I always say to you guys, I use the two black levels to give you the areas where price could possibly go. That is the could. All right. And then I give you the blue area where I would get into that specific price. Okay. At this point, even though it looks nice, I'm still looking for price to, for me to buy. All right. I'd like to buy. So this is the first area here that we can look at. Back to the zone where we broke up from, $83 a barrel. We'll be watching the zone very carefully. A lot of divergence here on the 15-minute going down. So it's more likely for us to push to the 83 area here. Now, we have been absolutely spot on with the hourly movement of oil, which is found on the hours, the 4 hours, which I did with you guys, the week before last. And I said to you, I'm seeing 81, I'm seeing 93. We were spot on. We moved from 74. We moved up to the 81 dollars a barrel, and I still see the 93, especially with the tension still being there. All right, I still see it moving up. At this point, I'm just looking at a correction. So I'm looking for. Do you see this red correction here? The blue is the impulse, and the red is the correction. There's no red yet. There's no red correction or line here. That's why I know there's no higher low yet. So hence, I'm saying the minute frames is creating the higher low for us here. That's a very, very, very important one here. All right. Richie, your view is your view. All right. It's your view. What we do here is we give different views. That's your view. We respect that. We're giving some of the other guys' views as well. Okay. So we're seeing a possible higher low now to come in form here at $81 a barrel. That's on the oil price here this morning. Waking up to the London session, brand new trading week here. That is what we are checking out. Let's look at the dollar a little bit here now, guys. Let's chat about the US Treasury yield, all right? So it rose back to 4.57%. Those higher oil prices obviously increase the inflation expectations. I mentioned that in the beginning. Traders expect the Fed may obviously, they may need to keep those rates a little bit high. And the impact that it's having is we're getting a stronger dollar. So we're going to go and look at that now. We're seeing a bit of pressure on the stocks. We'll also go and look at that. And obviously, it's a bit negative for gold if yields continue going higher. Remember, on gold, there's no interest on gold there. That's why they move back into the dollar, into the yield where they can get some of those cuts there, or cutbacks, or at least those interest rate payments. So there's no interest on gold. It's an appreciating asset. It continues to push higher with global economic movement and power and shifts. And there's guys that's obviously making quite a bit of cash there, but we're seeing a bit of a correction happen. So let's go look at the dollar, with all of this. But let me quickly conclude on some of the fundamentals, at least this morning here. All right, let me just switch to gold. And then I'm going to push there. So from the Federal Reserve here now, guys, all right, there's a 53% chance of a September rate hike. There's a 53%, all right? That comes up from 47%. Now, again, to me, that's a bit skewed because 2 weeks ago, it was at 56. It was at 56. So I always say to the guys, please take these percentages with a pinch of salt. They come from different places. They come from different analysts many times, and they get recalculated as things move on. So we don't want to get stuck in that kind of percentages. We kind of want to see what the average is. All right. And at this point in time, 50% or between 49 and 50% seems to be the average chance now of that Fed, taking into consideration the fluctuations of all of these guys. Then there's tension, then there's no more tension. Then there's strikes, then there's peace. Then there's agreement, and then there is someone else that, that got ticked off for something. All right. So no rate change is expected this month. All right. So the impact of this is obviously the dollar remains supported. Higher borrowing costs continue to pressure those risk assets. And so the US dollar at this point is trading around the 101 point area. It's now at this point, this week, it's a safe haven demand. And I'm saying that deliberately. It's a safe haven demand this week because next week it can be a totally different thing. Why? Because we are presenting the trading room in fragments. We are not coming after 3 months or after 2 months or after 5 months. We are doing this on the daily basis. So we are presenting the movement in fragmented or in a fragmented format. Therefore, the fluctuations are heavy. The fluctuations are consistent. It's aggressive at times. All right. So that's how we're presenting it to all our students. And this is where the skills become even better because now you are able to, if you can do the hourly movements and the minute movements, you can set yourself up with a beautiful strategy on a more long-term basis. You can diversify your account now, even with cryptocurrency when you look at it that way. All right. So from a gold perspective, the 4110 area is a very, very important zone. I have the 1 hour on at this point in time, guys. It's still consolidating right now. That's all that gold is doing at this point in time. It's consolidating. From a daily perspective, all right, there is a bit of a support that has been found on gold here around the 4110, the $4,110 per ounce. We found a bit of support here now. So we're going to be seeing what happens in this specific place here, guys. That's going to be a very important, just from a gold perspective, all right? We know it slipped down to 416.21. It's those rising treasury yields that I just spoke about now. So the stronger dollar has put us in this position over here. Markets are obviously focusing on those high interest rates. So it's a little bit bearish whilst the yields and the US dollar remains a little bit elevated over there. All right, that's very important. Let's make sure everybody's still tracking with me here, guys. We're at 9:51 now. Ash has not gotten into any trades here at this point in time. Let's see where you guys are. I'm going to give you guys 15 seconds quickly. Just quickly tap something there on the chat and so forth. Don't forget to like. Let me know you are still inside and that you are paying attention. It's our first session in here, guys. It's our first session in for the week. So we kind of want to start strong. I want to put a lot of energy into our first start for the week so that we can finish nice and strong at the end. All right. So there we go. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm loving it. That's the community we were actually chatting about. All right. So we're seeing the elevation of the support coming. Let's see what happens. I'll be dealing with some of the economic calendar at midday session today. So we'll be seeing what could possibly give us some movement up or down. All right. So that's the gold price there. Let's go now to the euro. Is there any euro USD traders here, guys? Let's quickly see if there's any euro USD traders here. So we're seeing it's around the 1.14 zone here. This is a 1 hour chart, but I'm going to start fresh with this one. Okay. The reason for this is because the ECB meeting is later this week. So that's why I want to deal with the economic calendar. The central bank, all right? Rates are likely unchanged, but markets still expect further, Reserve Bank hikes later this year. So the euro may still stay supported if the ECB remains hawkish here, all right? So let's start off. I'm going to stay on the hourly frame because I'm tracking the intraday movement. All right, I'm tracking the intraday movement here. Now remember, the dollar is a little bit stronger, so I'm picking up on a bit of divergence here now. All right, the divergence. Hold on. Kile, I don't know why you're sleeping here, Kile. Wake up. All right, wake up, guys. Let's just get Kile to wake up there. All right, Brett, I watch it as I have a friend. Okay, got you. All right, that's beautiful. So let's look at the euro USD right now. At this point, we are really just consolidating. We are really just consolidating, all right? Now, from a monthly perspective, guys, let's quickly look at this. It looks pretty bullish, all right? However, with the dollar strength, we could see a correction coming first. We could see. So that means the lower time frames is going to give us that. All right? The lower time frames will give us that. All right? And I'm referring to minutes now. If I go to the 1 minute, hold on. 5 minute, 10 minute. Yeah, this will be a real short-term movement to the downside. Yeah, this will be a real short-term movement to the downside, guys. All right. Let me do the 1 hour. Let's see what's cracking here, because to the downside is going to be a real short-term movement here. Okay, so let's see. If gold goes up, we're expecting Euro USD also to go up now. All right. So let's quickly make sure that we have it here. So we see we've already pushed above. Let's do this. This is the next area I am anticipating, guys. It's pretty bullish, but there's a short-term move to the downside. But I'm expecting 1.15825. I'm expecting 1.15825. Right there. So I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. Even if you look at the 4 hour here, we've already pushed above that zone. This is a correction taking place. So you see, we might just push down first a little bit here. We might just push down a little bit there because of dollar strength, and then we go up. So I'm not anticipating price to go all the way down, guys. To be honest with you, to go all the way down, I'm not anticipating that. If that happens, there's going to be a reason for it. All right. But remember, I said to you later this week, we have what? We have the ECB. All right. We're going to see what's happening. Tato, I see you there. You told me. Naturally, just ask the guys. Just tell the guys, Ash. All right. I'm sticking to your words, Tato. All right. So I'm not anticipating the euro to weaken that much. All right. If it does, there's going to be a good reason. But right now, 1.15825. 1.15825. Let me just write it there. 1.15825. That's what I'm seeing. Firstly, a possible move down, dollar strength, and then pushing up. All right. Let's now move. And guys, I'm moving systematically. All right. Gold is still just sitting at that support. We'll check back in with this one later on today. Okay. Oil price correction. I said 81 possibly here, but I was agreeing with Richie Rich there, the fail of that, for it not to go all the way down. All right. It should stop somewhere over here and then continue its ascension. So let's look. So gold, we're waiting. Oil, we're going to be waiting. I did the Euro USD now. All right. So let's go to let's do New Zealand, to the USD New Zealand. There we go. So this one has actually gone up to the areas that we suggested 2 weeks ago. You can clearly see it there. We have gone up to the 58 area that we've suggested over here. And it was on the 4 hour. But we are seeing that, look, there's a bit of divergence. Hence, I'm saying the major pairs could be coming down for a correction first. So let me leave this one as is, because that correction could come back to the 57 area. So I'm going to leave this one just as is. We have gone to the areas we suggested. All right. This was the week before last. It's gone to those specific areas now. Let's go to the AUD USD over here. And we were spot on with the movement to the upside. We were spot on. All right. It was in the safe zone right here. Found support and it pushed up considerably. And it had its higher low. So we're anticipating this one to go further up. Nothing's changed here. All right. We're still anticipating price to go up to that 70 cents there. All right. 70 US cents to the Aussie. We're still expecting that to happen. All right. And we're still expecting it possibly this week here. So the dollar might just weaken a little bit, guys. It's absolutely possible here. Now, from a New Zealand perspective, guys, we must understand some of the fundamentals there as well. There's the upcoming CPI inflation report. Markets expect the inflation of the NZD near or at least above the 4%. There's a 78% chance of another hike here in September. So this is giving the bullish nature of the NZD. All right, that's what we're seeing here. That's what I'm saying. Short-term movement to the downside, and then we possibly push to the upside. That's a very important point there. All right, we're still seeing the elevation here of the NZD. All right, we don't have a higher low yet on the higher time frames. That's what I'm saying. We could get it first, and then we push to the upside. When it comes to the AUD USD from a fundamental perspective, starting it off this week here, guys, there's a risk of sentiment that's hurting the commodity currencies. All right, Australia being one of them. And a stronger USD offsets this commodity support here. That's what we need to understand. All right. The focus this week from an Aussie perspective: one, employment data. That's the first one. The second is the PMI surveys. That's the second thing that we'll be watching here with the Aussie dollar. All right. So the PMI surveys as well as the employment data. So I'll be checking those out at midday. So the impact then that we're looking at is that the Australian dollar remains vulnerable at this point in time, whilst we have a lot of the geopolitical tensions and the fact that they are persisting. We're seeing that the Aussie is remaining a bit vulnerable. And the technical structure at this point is that there's a higher low, which is from a market structure perspective giving us the upside, but it's still vulnerable because there's a zone of rejection right here that's taken place. So do we see upside? Yes, Ash still sees the upside, but I'm waiting for some more follow through there on the Aussie. All right, let's then move USD CAD. USD CAD has done, look at this. I don't know who was following USD CAD with me here, guys. Tabatso, was it Tabatso? Quickly, was it you, Tabatso? You were following the USD CAD with me here, or was it Aaron? Was following the USD CAD with me here. Look at this. It went down, dipped below exactly the areas that we chatted about. Look at this. 1.41202 went to my 50 area. I'm anticipating price to go down to 1.38. I'm still seeing it, guys. I'm still seeing it here. All right. I'm seeing the USD CAD move down. However, dollar strength, shorter term, push to the upside. There we go. Just like I said, there we go. So I'm seeing some dollar strength come in first. All right. Back to come in correct. Then after that, to possibly push down again. So this is what I'm anticipating. Let's see. It's our first day in here for the week. All right. Now, from an oil perspective, needless to say, the CAD also being a commodity currency, when the oil price is moving, expect the CAD. Now, this is a dangerous pair to trade, especially with the oil and with the dollar uncertainty. It's extremely volatile. All right. It can move from one area to the next very, very quickly. If you look at it right here, this is the space of 4 days. It went from 1.39, all right, all the way to 1.41 and then 1.42. So in the space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, in the space of a week, look how quick we pushed up to that area. Very volatile. Very volatile. All right. So at this point in time, it's because of the tensions, it's the oil price, it's the dollar, it's the interest rates. There is definitely something that is happening. I'm seeing there. Aaron, I remember this one. I didn't take the trade. Yes, I was with you. Yes. So you see, so guys, we've been very, very, very fortunate here with this one now. All right. Aaron, we'll wait for the L. Yes, the LH drop. So we're gonna wait for that. Let's first see what happens here now. Let's see for this correction. You can see this is the impulse. It's very strong. We're waiting for a blue correction here. The blue correction. At this point, it's not there yet. All right, it's not there yet. So what I'm loving about our session starting off is that everything is in a nice stable place for us to start gauging for the week. We see the gold price at a support. We see the oil price correcting. We see the Euro USD waiting for it to push above there. The NZD USD, we're waiting for it to push above there. AUD USD is also in a very good spot. All right. And then we got the USD CAD also. We're waiting to see the correction here. USD JPY, also an important one for us to look at. We want to chat maybe just a little bit about, on that yen there. Now, what we've done, this has been a bit of a roller coaster. Okay. This has been a bit of a roller coaster. What price has done is that essentially where we wanted price to come down and break convincingly beneath 161.295. I even put that area there because that's where I wanted to get in so I can sell it. Guys, you can clearly see here, all right? It has not gone there yet. Look at this. It did not break down. This is a 1 hour chart. I had the 161.295 for you guys here. That's where Ash wanted to get in. And I said convincingly it needs to break down there again. It actually rejected. Now, from a yen perspective, guys, all right, it's around decade or multi-decade lows. Strong US dollar. We know that Japan imports most of its oil. Higher oil prices weakens the yen. There's little expectation of immediate government intervention here. So what happens now with the USD JPY is that the impact is bullish. And traders are obviously at this point in time, they are remaining alert, all right, for surprise intervention. If that happens, then we get a stronger yen. Listen to what Ash is saying to you here. All right, that's very important. All right, we get a stronger yen. So are we seeing, is Ash seeing push to the downside? I am. I'm still seeing it here. All right. That GBP yen, who was with me on the GBP yen, even the AUD JPY, I'm still waiting for it here. Look at this. CHF JPY, I'm still waiting for it. Look at that. So do I see the drop coming on the UJ? Yes. Do I see the drop coming on the CHF and the AUD JPY? Yes. It's not come yet. I'm anticipating a weaker dollar to come in at some point because of what I've just explained there. Look at the USD Swiss franc. Do I still see the drop? Yes, I do. There is divergence here. It has not dropped yet, and I'm still waiting. 0.850. If you were with me about 2 weeks ago, you would have seen this. You would have definitely seen this specific one over here. You can track it back. It's not gone there yet, guys. And was I wrong about price staying in this area? No, I was not wrong. Our analysis was spot on. You were with me in this trading room. We were spot on. Price is moving in the zone here. If it were to go up, don't you think it would have went up long ago? Look at all of that space. Do you see that? A lot of space to the upside, but we're still roaming around the specific areas. Everybody clear there? Let me just make sure everybody's clear on that, guys. Let me just make sure everybody is clear on that, guys. Are we together? That's an important one. That's an important. You saw that. Beautiful. Excuse me. Guys, you'll notice I'm taking my time here. All right. I'm taking my time in the time we have. Why? Because I want to be clear about the actions. So from this angle, USD Swiss franc, Ash is waiting on that one. All right. That's a very important point there. Let's now go to some of the US stocks. I think that's going to be important for us to go to the US stocks. So let's start with the S&P 500 here. Now, I said to you guys, I'm anticipating this to come down. Okay. If the stock market was supposed to push up, it would have done so long ago. All right. We've had enough data. You can see it's at a resistance level here. Now, this is what happens. The stock market, or at least last week's performance, all right? NASDAQ came down 2.9%. S&P 500 for the 1.55%. Dow Jones minus 0.93%. All of them were, all of these are minuses, all right? The reason for this is the semiconductor weakness. All these AI chips or AI companies, the manufacturing of semiconductors, there was a weakness there. This was what pushed the stock market down. The other thing was the higher yields. All right, the higher yields. Remember, people take their money out of the stock market, they put it into the dollar. They put it into the dollar. All right, so the stock market comes down. The third thing there was the Middle East tension. So this week's focus, we're having earnings. Alphabet earnings, Tesla earnings, Intel earnings, and the impact that we're going to be gauging here is that earnings could determine a lot of the short-term market direction. From a long-term perspective, guys, the trend is bullish here. All right, the trend is bullish. So this is the correction that Ash is talking about. Please note what Ash is saying here. I'm not buying the stock market long-term here. All right, that's a different thing for us to talk about. We're trading in fragments. So I'm looking at a short-term drop at this point in time. There is a lot of divergence here, guys. It's absolutely massive here. So I'm still seeing it come down. I'm not moving away from that point. Unless the stock market jumps up considerably and breaks that high, I still won't think that it's going to go up because we need a higher low. We've not received a higher low yet. So even if we break it this week, I still see it coming back down again. I still see it coming back down. This will just be an extension, and then I see the drop coming after that, and then we can decide what to do from there. At this point in time, I'm still seeing the stock market come down, guys. I'm still seeing it here. So like I said to you guys, I'm taking my time here today. I only discussed the major pairs and, you know, all the major commodities at least, all right? I've not looked at cross pairs for the day yet. We still have 3 trading rooms left. So I'll be looking at some of the cross pairs there, all right? Let's look at that NAS 100 now. This has come down as anticipated. Bigger drop than what we anticipated because we were trading in increments here. It went down from 29319. It did go down to that area there as suggested, and it even superseded that. It actually superseded that, all right? So that is the NAS. It's the S&P, and then obviously the US 30. I said to you guys that below 52264, all right, 0.55, I'm anticipating a drop down to this area over here. I'm still seeing the drop, guys. I've not moved away from that. The price has not gone above. We're still there. This is 2 weeks ago. That's 2 weeks ago. All right. Still seeing the drop coming. It's just taking a bit of time. That's the only challenge that we are faced with now. All right. Sammy, I see you there. So, guys, it's just taking a bit of time. That's it. It doesn't mean the direction is wrong. Now, remember, what's important for us to understand about this is that, excuse me, this is why diversifying your assets is important. Because if you are only trading US 30, then obviously you're trading it on shorter time frames. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I can have 3 different views of the US 30. I can have the long-term view, I can have the medium-term view, and I can have the short-term view. I can have all 3 views side by side. And you can choose and say, I'm not trading short-term here. I'm trading medium-term. Or I'm not trading medium-term, I'm trading long-term. Guys, that is why the academy is set up in that specific way. It's to assist our students to understand themselves and what they would like to do. All right? So we're seeing a pause. We're seeing a lot of consolidation happen here. Obviously, on the 15-minute, we're seeing price push to the upside. 10-minute, we're seeing price go to the upside. 5-minute, we're still seeing price go to the upside here. All right, we could come deeper into this area here. So that's some of the stuff we'll chat about later on today and in the week. At this point for today, at least the first session, I'm just setting things in for the first trading room session for the week. I'm just setting in. All right, we've been going for about 45 minutes now. We've seen that there's a bit of a pause for the London session, nothing yet. So we're going to pause here for the morning, though. We're going to pause here for the morning. I'll be back again at midday, and I'll be spending a bit more time on setups now for the day. because then we're anticipating price to have moved then a little bit better. All right. I'll be watching the hourly frames and I'll be digging into the 15-minute, the 10-minute, the 5-minute, and the 1-minute. So make sure you get yourself here. Get yourself here at midday so we can dig into some of those setups now, because the London session, there's no action at this point in time. All right. Little movements here and there, but nothing hectic for us to take anything. It wasn't like when we started off 2 weeks ago where there was action early hours of the morning. Today there isn't. So we're going to be waiting and seeing what happens at midday. All right. That will be the end of the Tokyo session, and we'll be deep into the London session to be overlapping later on with the US. All right. At this point in time, guys, let's pause it for the morning London session. Nothing crazy right now, but at midday, economic calendar, and we'll be watching to see if there's any setups that have come to the front. All right. I'll see you guys very, very soon, actually. All right. Have a good one. Until now, midday. Don't be late. 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 All right. I'll see you soon. See you soon, guys.